Reality TV has a format, a proven formula that works for aspiring singers, dancers, or chefs. Then someone came up with an idea. Why not try it with young would-be journalists? Take students from various journalism courses and have them compete. See who can do the best investigative reporting. We have a winner. Journalism reality TV shows are currently airing in 3 countries: Armenia, Kenya, and Bolivia. They offer young reporters the practical training their studies may lack, and they remind viewers, at a time when trust in the media is at an all-time low, of the importance of investigative journalism in any democracy. The Listening Post's Johanna Husnow on journalism reality TV.
There'll be sweat.
I am really sweating.
There'll be tears. And certainly, there'll be drama.
Kenya's top story.
Պայքարը խոստանում է հետաքրքիր լինել ու թող հաղթի լավագույն.
Armenia's journalistic battles.
Van a investigar casos o hechos para narrarlos en un reportaje que usted va a ver.
Bolivia's Primera Plana. Reality TV or hard-hitting investigative journalism.
In the beginning, I think there was a lot of, why are you trying to bring us a reality TV show and dilute what journalism actually is?
Could we ask you a few questions at the moment?
But when you think about it, the reality TV bit goes behind the scenes and unpacks what it takes to put together a broadcast.
We have talked to Carol, and she's given us a lead.
And I think that's the excitement.
You're putting in a bit of color, you're making it a lot more fun.
This week, the competition starts on the dance floor to get the contestants' energy going.
We wanted to make this program accessible to people, so you don't have to think too hard. We also wanted to show them that it's possible to do some really serious journalism that a lot of people will be able to follow and understand.
Multimedia University has found only 2 sources. Time is running out.
And that mix of journalism, reality, entertainment for us works really well.
Many societies in this world are not educated, they are superficial, they are not interested in facts, in solid information. So if the audience requires entertainment to pass them true and interesting and helpful information, then I'm ready to do that, even if we are criticized that this is not serious. Yes, we are doing like American Idol, we are doing like Voice, but this is a voice of journalists, and we are very proud that we can make something interesting but also very useful.
Karin Andreasian came up with the original idea. Back in 2006, he partnered with the European Journalism Center, the EJC, setting up a mentoring program for journalism students from Armenian universities. Students would battle it out to produce the best piece of investigative journalism about mocked-up crimes, at this stage, off the air. With the help of the EJC, the competition was then exported to universities in Bolivia and Kenya, where former BBC Africa editor Joseph Arungu saw scope for a TV show. The 3 programs are now regular fixtures on their country's airwaves. It's a format that has remained largely the same on air as it was off air, with one big difference. The stories the journalists are now tracking are no longer made up, providing the students with real life experience they might not pick up in the classroom.
Obviously, it's extremely important that we have that space for journalists to learn an academic approach. But many young journalists tell me that their programs are not really skills orientated, and that they welcome the opportunity to be mentored by working journalists.
So what's the first thing you see at the top of a story? The headline.
We hope that we're providing, just a little bit extra that universities can't give them before they really hit the newsroom.
The story.
Given where we're at with fake news, it's really important to have a program like Top Story or a mentorship scheme like that, because these are the people we are relying on now and in the future to be able to distinguish what is true and what is false.
Welcome.
I will never hand or push him. But you're a police officer and this case has been reported.
And we really focus on some very key and basic skills, like interviewing skills. How do you find the right people to interview? How do you conduct your interview?
Thank you. Before you got the last questions, is there any form of compensation?
How do you do it professionally and ethically? Those are the skills the Top Story has been trying to impart on these journalists and also members of the audience.
It seems to be working for the students, but also for the public. A study by the EJC found that Kenya's Top Story had a significant impact on the media literacy of its audience, improving public understanding of the crucial role investigative journalism can play in promoting accountability and good governance. Some say it's also really helped open up the space for investigative journalism in countries where it had previously been limited.
Investigative journalism, especially now, is probably the most necessary type of journalism that we need. Given the levels of corruption and stories that need to be exposed, I'm very hopeful that Top Story can open up a space to investigative journalism.
My concerns, I think, would be it's a little bit shallow.
Because it will continue to showcase the importance of asking the tough questions, of getting the answers that sometimes you don't even get from a newscast. Right now, the people don't feel like they're getting the answers that they need. And so they will look to shows like Top Story, and then they'll feel a bit hopeful that, okay, at least we have an individual here who is not trying to be chummy with the people we're holding accountable. They're actually trying to give us the answers that we as Kenyans deserve.
Generally, Armenian society have a huge distrust in journalism, in courts, in many important institutions of democracy. So showing the backstage of journalism, showing the hard work of real journalism, I think changed a lot in perception, the attitude of the public. Many people now in Armenia understand the importance of investigative journalism for fighting corruption and solving many other issues that we have in our country.
Another key aim has been to focus public attention on stories that don't always get the media mileage they deserve. Stories about corruption that are often deemed too politically sensitive, or topics like health or development.
But the big question remains, will this water problem in Nairobi come to an end anytime soon?
Stories that don't generate that many clicks or likes. But reporting the underreported can come at a cost. Both the shows and those competing have found themselves in trouble when their reality TV experiment has come up against political realities.
Top Story has not been smooth sailing. We've had some challenges. We premiered it on the main channel owned by the government, the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. One time they called us up and said, look, we've previewed this episode, which is talking about this particular governor, very powerful person. And the KBC said, no, sorry, we have to cut out this bit. And I stood my ground and said no. And eventually we had to move that whole Top Story to another station who are a lot more bolder, who are commercial, who are very good at investigative journalism. So there are some risks and there are some challenges like that.
Over in Armenia, it's worse. Journalistic Battles, currently airing on the public broadcaster, hasn't yet been censored by editorial overseers. But 3 contestants from season 1 are currently facing criminal charges over a story they investigated about hospital corruption.
Young professionals found out about huge corruption scheme, and there was an immediate change in the management and in this hospital, in their services and in their payment system. So we showed not only the problem, but how the problem was solved during our show, our entertainment kind of format.
The show's producers say they're doing all they can to support the journalists in question. And if anything, rather than back off, incidents like these have actually emboldened the program makers to keep fighting their journalistic battles.
It's a crucial part of society, what we're trying to do as journalists, and why not show that we have a bit of fun doing it? The audience figures prove each year they're getting bigger and bigger. More and more people want to be in these shows. Clearly, we're doing something right, and the audience seems to like it.